Start a little bit, do a bit of a short recap. So although we're saying Eloi Nishma.
That's what you want. Yeah.
Okay, so we saw in the Mishnah two people holding on to a talis as you come into the door. Alright, give it 10 minutes. Okay, give it 10 minutes. So two people holding on to talis, they both take a shavua. That's what the Mishnah says. Now, we saw they split the talis, they take a shavua. And the Gemara wants to say, Lema masisim teloi kesumchos. It looks like our Mishnah is not like sumchos. What's the sumchos? There's a few classic cases. I think there's 3 cases we'll see in places. The sumchos argue with the Rabbanan. Sumchos argue with the Rabbanan. What's going to be the din when you have moment and multiple b'sofek? You got money. We don't know who to give it to. Chacham use a klal called muchzor. You give it to the muchzor. You give it to the marakama maybe. The Gemara ends up saying, but you give it to the muchzor. Muchzor beats the guy who's being prevailed. Sumcha says no. Muchzor doesn't win. You do a chalukah, split the money 50-50. So now Gemara wants to say, Lema masisim like a sumchos. Our Mishnah is not going like sumchos. Why? Because in our Mishnah, they take a shvuah. The sumcha says, when you have a sofek, you just split it. The Gemara ends up saying that sumchos hold, when the sumcha say is din, that's only when there's a draw of the minor. We'll take a look today, we'll see exactly what is this draw of the minor. So Sumcha says when there's a draw of the minor, then you split. If there's no draw of the minor, then what do you do? The Sumcha agrees with Chachamim. So in other words, really, even Sumcha holds of that. Except for when there's a case of draw of the minor, in which case Sumcha says when there's a draw of the minor, let's split it. That's the chayra how you have to learn the Gemara, right? So Rebbeinu Parrott says, what's the shvuah over here doing? I printed it, but we'll see it outside. Maybe it'll save us time, and it's not very clear anyway.
And what is it doing?
So Rebbeinu says, what's the shvuah doing? This is what you were asking yesterday. Now, look at the maskon of the Gemara, which we don't know yet. There's a takon chachamim. The shvuah is the people shouldn't go ahead and grab other people's things. They shouldn't come in. Oh, it's my bagel. Grab it. You want to grab it? You're going to have to take a shvuah. There's no point grabbing it. You're not going to want to take a shvuah. So people aren't busy grabbing other people's things, right? That's how the Gemara wants to, that's the Gemara's maskana. But before we get there, we don't know that yet. So what's the shvuah here doing? So Rebbeinu Parrott says, the shvuah here is a birur. It's to be mavara who's telling the truth. 2 people come to basin, each one says they're holding on to talis. Let's make it take a shvuah. We're going to see who's lying, who's telling the truth. It's a birur. It's not. It's to verify. It's to clarify. It's to check out. And through the shvuah, we're going to find out who's the liar, who really is this talis belong to. That's how Rebbeinu Parrott wants to learn. We saw yesterday Rashi kind of says something different. Maybe we'll recap Rashi. But so according to Rebbeinu Parrott, the Gemara's kasha was is the Mishnah is not like Sumchos, because Sumchos doesn't say you need a shvuah. Chachamim will say you need a shvuah. Which Chachamim say you need a shvuah? In our Mishnah, Chachamim in our Mishnah you need a shvuah. There, the Machlokes Chachamim and Sumchos there's no shvuah there. But here we see Chachamim say you need a shvuah, right? So it turns out if you're Rebbeinu Parrott, it's a little bit of a deichak. It turns out if you're Rebbeinu Parrott, there's going to be 2 Machlokes, Sumchos and Chachamim. First Machlokes Sumchos and Chachamim is like we said before. When you have Mammon and Mutal B'Sofek, you got money. You don't know who it belongs to. 2 people fighting over this money. Do you do a cholkim? Or do you do a Moshe Raya? And it turns out now, if you the makshim of the Gemara, there's going to be a second machlokes. And it's very doichik to say they're fighting over 2 things. But this is our Rebbeinu Parrott does. There's a second machlokes going on here. Even when you do a chalukah. Sumchos amayit to chalukah. Chacham also saying you do sometimes chalukah. In our Mishnah, Chacham is saying you do chalukah. But here Chacham is saying you do chalukah with a shvuah. And Sumcha says there's no shvuah. So Chacham is saying you need a shvuah levar something. But Sumcha says you don't need a shvuah levar something. So why? why the fee? I mean, so the question is, it looks like you got two machlokes going on here. Do you ever say just chalkin? And even if you do say chalkin lefi chachamim, sometimes chacham say you need a shvua, but Sumchus, the Gemara says is, leimus he said like a Sumchus. Sumchus does a chalukah without shvua, but the chacham would require shvua. So you end up with two totally separate individual machlokes, nothing to do with each other. Do you need a shvua or not? If you Rashi, he said it's not shver. If you Rashi, it's a whole different matter. The way Rashi learned the Gemara is that according to the Chachamim, the reason why there's no shvua here, or the reason why there is a shvua here rather, the reason why you do a chalukah is because of a mitzvah chalavariah. It's not a din here of chalkin. It's not like Chachamim here might to sumchas chalkin in this case. Chachamim here is saying that the din is a mitzvah chalavariah. Each one's holding on to half. That's why you do a chalukah, because each one's got half, so you do a chalkin. It turns out you do a chalkin. It's not a psak of chalkin. The psak is mitzvah chalavariah. And what's the shvua? The shvua is a little bit of a raya. Because you're not muchzik in everything, I'm not muchzik in everything. You've got a little bit, I'm muchzik on half a talis, you're muchzik on half a talis. But you've also got dibs on the whole thing, and I've also got dibs on the whole thing. It looks like we're both muchzik on the whole thing. So because there's a little bit of chazakah I'm taking away from you, I need a little bit of a raya, and that little bit of a raya is the shvua. The shvua is a little bit of a raya, not telling the truth. Your shvua is a little bit of a raya, you're telling the truth. So each one gets half. So if you the way Rashi learns, there's only one machlekes. Again.
What's the shvua though?
So shvua is each one takes shvua, he's only got half.
I grab it first?
No, each one takes shvua, I've got half. Half belongs to me. Not that, we don't know how he got it, why he got it. Each one takes shvua, there's half belongs to me. So the fee Rabbeinu Peretz.
Why don't they do it if they're both saying that?
No, each one claims, the claim is it's all mine. But based on he makes him take a shvua, we don't want him to take a shvua shav, a shvua sheker, something that's for sure lying.
If each one takes mine, somebody's lying.
Right, so if he was we know someone's lying here, but we can't make them take a shvua, we don't want them to take a shvua that's for sure going to be a lie.
Because both are taking the short, gotcha. If one was taking each short, that's it. If one person was saying.
Right.
Which one? Which one?
You pick one, anyone.
None.
Right, you can't make two people take a shvua shav.
The only thing, we're not doing it at the same time, if we each do it in public on the other one.
If each one's taking a shvua at the same time.
If they're not taking, if they're taking the shua at the same time and somebody's about a liar, if they're not taking the shua at the same time,
Why they
they're
about that
telling
line?
the
What
truth.
about that line?
We have that concept in other places, if they're not doing it at the same time, it's like Shnei Shvilin. We're not
If
going
they
on
each
the
take a
same-
shvua at a separate time,
Yeah,
the Gemara here doesn't make that sense. The Gemara says, they can't do it exactly the same time. One takes a shvua, the other one takes a shvua. So the Gemara wants to say, the Gemara says that if they both take a shvua, then it's sure going to be one of the shvua lying. So therefore each one takes I have half. Each one takes 4.5. And that could be true. Why could it be true? They could have both picked up at the same time.
Oh,
It's possible they both picked up at the same time. So again, the Lefi Rabbeinu Peretz, the shvua is Levara Sofek. And it turns out there's two machlekes in. Yeah. You have to know why you didn't want to learn like Rashi. But Rashi L'chayr is very kosher. Rashi doesn't have, if you Rashi, you don't have to come up with this. There's two machlekes going on here. You don't have to make this crazy Kim does. There's only one machlekes. So it's very good. It's very good L'fi Rashi. Now what is this drawer of minus? So the Gemara says, we'll take a look at it inside again. The Gemara said that we're 7 lines from the bottom. Afilu Teim is Simchus. You could say our Mishnah is Sumchus. Why is our Mishnah Sumchus? Kiyam Sumchus Shema v'Shema, Ababari Bari Lo Yomar. First of all, he says that you could be mechalek between Shema Shema, Bari Bari. In other words, when the Sumchus says din, that's only when there's Shema or Shema. Each one says, maybe the talis is mine, maybe it's mine, I don't know. Then Sumchus says, do a chalukah. But if it's Bari or Bari, then you don't do a chalukah. And here they're Bari or Bari, so you shouldn't do a Sumchus tika chalkin. And then the Gemara says, if I feel Rabbi Hudna, the Amma Amma Sumchus I feel Bari Bari. Rabbi Hudna says Sumchus has a difference also in the Bari Bari. Sumchus argues in all cases. The Amma Amma Sumchus I feel Bari Bari. Mike Lemim. So what are you going to say? The fear Rabbi Hudna is Sumchus. So I feel a Tema Sumchus. This is how you're going to learn Sumchus. I feel a Tema Sumchus. Kiyama Sumchus. When did Sumchus say the din of Cholkin? When the Sumchus not hold over Meitzvah Raya? That's when Heichad the Ikad Drar de Minor. When there's a Drar de Minor, Then Sumcha says is there. If there's no drawer to minor, lie. Then he doesn't say it's there. Now, let's see what is this drawer to minor business. So, first of all, I printed out this very nice page. Everyone grab one if you can.
Let me grab one.
So we're going to see there's a huge machlokes in all the Shem. Can I have one? I don't have one. I stuck one. Is that you got one, friend? Okay. So what is this drawer to minor? Let's take a look at Rashi on our page before we go any further. Drawer to minor. 4 lines from the bottom in Rashi. What's a drawer to minor? So chisaron moment. What does he say? It's a chisaron moment. Shem yifra zeh shelek yedin adi chisaron moment. V'im nifterenu shelek yedin nimtza zeh chosav v'lei v'lad parasai. So how does Rashi understand drawer at the moment? Is someone's going to lose. Someone's going to be losing money here. What does that mean? So when 2 people are in basin, someone's always losing. What do you mean someone's losing? How you ever have a case of basin when no one's losing? So what are the classic cases of drawer? We'll see in places. I already saw it. So I'll give you.
Not a found house.
So in the case of someone finds a talus, no one's losing. Okay, you go home. You didn't find a talus. No one's losing. That's in the
Guy shows up
shas.
and says it's mine. They both immediately relinquish it, and now Hans would be so glad. Oh, how are you good friends?
Exactly.
Somebody lost the talus. It's the other guy.
No. So the guy that actually owned the talus originally, he lost it. We said that it's a mokum of Ruben Goyim. Even if there's a simon, he ain't getting it. He's Yishalem Nadas. Boom, he lost his talus. The question is now, which one of these 2 guys finds it?
Neither of these 2 people are claiming that it was originally mine.
Yeah, they're both claiming they found it. So the question is now, neither of these guys are losing anything. According to Rashi, it's a little bit of a doicha because whoever found it, the other guy grabbed it from him. You find the wallet with $1,000, and the guy's, I got it before you. I was going, I got $1,000 here. So, why isn't it drawn one? Okay, we can hear. Makes sense. They're coming in, no one's losing. Basically, we'll see there's like basically 5 cases that we have that speak about this drawer of the minor. We spoke about yesterday, Hamachat bar b'chamar. I switched my cow for your donkey. And it has like the donkey's pregnant, or the cow's pregnant rather. And then it gives birth. And we don't know when it gave birth, before you switched, after you switched. Who does the vlad now belong to? That's one case, that's classic case of drawer of the minor. Another case the Gemara talks about drawer of the minor is Shosha Naga Chesapara. And then ox calls a cow, and the cow's pregnant, and then you find this uba. And the question is when did it go? They're both dead. Now, do you have to pay for the vlad or you don't? When did it give birth? That's another case of drawer of the minor. And the third case we'll see is a case where Shah's running after a para, it's chasing it. Shah's running off Achashar, I think it says. But one animal chasing another animal. We see it, one sees, it's chasing. Turns a corner, boom, falls down, dies. Did it hit it, or did it trip on the rock? We don't know. So in all those 3 cases, Rashi's very nice. There's a vlad, someone's losing the vlad. Either he bought the vlad or he didn't buy the vlad. Either he hit the vlad or he didn't hit the vlad. In all those 3 cases, someone's losing. Well, our Gemara, which talks about, Mitzia, first case is he finds something. In that case, you're not losing anything. Or the second case in the Gemara of Mekach Memka. The Gemara says 2 people come to the store, they're both trying to buy something, they both pay money for it. One of them was Kaina, one of them wasn't Kaina because the store owner didn't have in mind to sell one of them. He shoved the money in his hand, he didn't have dust. So they're both going to get their money's worth. He's going to get his money back, or he'll get his money back, and the other one will get this limited edition item. So in that case, neither of them losing money either. So that's why Rashi says, it looks like it's very nice. There's no hesed moment. But if you remember, we saw in Baba Basra, there's a 5th case, the drawer of the minor. And we'll see the Rishonim have a hard time squeezing Rashi into this. Unfortunately, there's no Rashi in Baba Basra, so Rashi's not here to defend himself, there's a Rashbam. So we're left with like kind of a big caution Rashi. There's no Rashi in Baba Basra. The Rishonim will say, therefore Rashi, what's the case in Baba Basra? So that's why I printed this out. Let's take a look at Baba Basra. There's, I didn't print the end of the Omid base, Lamed Dal, Omid base, but the Gemara there says, Omer of Nachman, right? If two people are fighting over the ship, each one says, it's my ship, what's it in? Kol Dolam Govar. Let the best man win. And we said, according to Moshe Shainim, that Kol Dolam Govar just means Basin doesn't get involved. We're not getting involved. We're staying away from this. You fight it out. That's how the Gemara. That's how does Basin do that?
How do they fight?
Pro-violence.
Either violence or with rayas or with chazaka.
Should they fight?
There's no deed. There's
Mortgage,
nothing.
a license.
Now,
Right. It's not like a car where you have to make chazaka. The boat's in the middle of the sea. Each one says it's mine. Well, go fight it out. Basin says, listen, it's not here. We haven't got it. Leave us alone. We're closed for business. Basin says we're closed for business. Don't bother us. That's what Basin says. It's a silik. It's not a psak.
Is that unique to a boat?
Could be. But neither of them are muksuk. Most other things that they're fighting over, chayra, that's why it talks about a boat. They're fighting over a piece of schnitzel, it's in someone's house, it's somewhere. Where is it? Why are they holding on to it?
Maybe jet skis as well.
Coming.
Or an animal.
Where?
You can just turn on the boat.
You heard schnitzel, you're very excited.
No, they have animals without they had pictures, and maybe they didn't tattoo it or whatever it is.
So it doesn't matter, even if they stampled it, even if they put a guy put a stamp on the boat, then you sold it.
Turn on the
Doesn't
boat,
mean
it's
anything. You sold it. I bought it from a guy in the street. You sold it to him. He said you sold it to him. Go figure, right?
The boat
So
could be that big. I mean, let's not get too.
why are we thinking about a big boat? We were thinking about a little boat. We can talk about a big boat. So the Gemara here in Bava Basra, let's take a look. Bava Basra Lamatei. Now the Gemara said, we got till, when we learned it together before, there's a machlekes, Rav and Shmuel, do you say, should it die, or you say achleiku? Okay, that's third line in the Gemara. The Gemara is going to say now, why is it different to a machlef para b'chamar? It's not. Machlef para b'chamar, we're in the narrow, the top chelek, third line. It's not a machlef para b'chamar. A guy switches with his friend a cow for a donkey, the yalda, and it gives birth. Okay, same case. So what's it then? Yachleiku. So Gemara now has a kasha. Why did Rav Nachman say Kol Dolam Gova by the ship? But we know that in the case of Machlef Bar B'chamar, two people are arguing over this Vlad. When did it give birth? Before you sold it or after you sold it? So who owns this Vlad? And then the Gemara says Yachleiku. So why does Rav Nachman say Kol Dolam Gova? And why here do you say Yachleiku?
Sorry, I'm a bit confused.
Age-old question.
I'm a bit confused.
We're all confused.
Who's going to fight the behemoth?
Who's finding the behemoth?
Yeah.
No, let's say this. We're here. We're talking about it's alive. I switch my cow for your donkey.
Yeah, but Kol Dolam Gvar is two people are fighting over something.
Yeah.
How are they going to fight? Literally with their hands over dinner.
So it's a machlekes. You fight with hands. You try and bring
That's
riots.
not
That's
the right
that.
way to go. They're fighting with hands. This is
So they get to make a riot.
Why can't they fight here?
They make a
Let them
riot.
fight here. Yeah.
Yeah?
Why can't they fight here? Why should you do a Kol Dolam Gova right here?
Right.
I'm saying that's the Gemara's question. What's the question? Why is it different? Why should you be able to fight over a ship? You can't fight over a donkey. Let the bigger guy win. If the psak is the bigger guy wins, so let the bigger guy win here. Why dafka by the ship do you let the bigger guy win? But here you say, you know what? Yachleiku, do a split.
Okay.
So that's the Gemara's question. Why don't you do here Kol Dolam Gova?
Because Kol Dolam Gova is one guy knows that he's right, so he's going to fight more.
Oh,
There, it's an inherent.
Oh, yeah,
either
you're
one
right.
knows.
About the boat, there is the truth that in their brains they know.
One guy knows it's really my boat, and the other guy's trying
The
his
baby
luck.
was born, who knows when.
How is it going to be clear here?
So you go with the rush. The
Well,
rush
he
is-
switched here para, and then what's it called? And Moshe Sanoch, you know, I said, here, I'll give you my para, and my chamor is over there. And
So
we
you're
said,
right.
no, he got back. And then
So first of all, that's a very good question. Very, very good question. But l'chayr, that's only Lefi the Rosh. The Rosh says, Kol Dolam Gova, he's got a massive psychological thing that the best guy let the best guy win. But you know, I didn't bring it, but even the Rosh in his tshuva says that the maskana, that can't be true, because we don't pass him like that. He throws out that.
I'm not sure whether the baby.
Right.
How
When
it
the
works
baby
at
was
9:59 or 10.
The Rosh in tshuva says, even though there is some type of psychological benefit, but it's not really enough. It's not called a real psaka. We're not going to use that to be like, oh, he's the right guy won. You know, as if the right guy wins, can the next guy come and grab it afterwards? The Rosh says, if it's such a psychological reason, so the next guy shouldn't be able to grab it. But he says, no, of course he can. It's just like, it's really not it's not this ironclad rule. Psychologically, we know that the best man wins. It's a bit of a benefit.
Kasha on the Rosh, but not anyone else.
Well,
No, the Rosh,
And even the Rosh himself kind of backs out from it in his tshuva. He says that I don't love this, you know.
the Rosh is based on what the Bezdin think. Who is more discovered is his.
Right. Yeah.
But we don't know. That's the point.
But you have maybe the Fid Rosh. Yeah, it's a little bit shver the Fid Rosh. Okay.
The baby being
So-
born is out of man's hands.
Yeah.
If all of a sudden you said, no, it was 11:59, Yosef would say, everybody saw, okay, I didn't know it was born, okay, if you tell me 11:59, fine, then it's his.
Yeah.
That's how quickly he'd give up. It's us. When your ox walks onto my prize organic tomato patch and smushes, I'm taking him to base D.
Organic.
You never fence up.
Right.
What is that? Look what this thing did. If it wasn't your animal and the wild wolves did it, I would have been fine. Now, my dear friend, neighbor, fellow brother, it's his. Let's go to court. What is that about? I'm just asking.
It's around.
Excuse me, if the wolves would have done it, what would you say? Okay, I said it, but it wasn't wolves, it was his dog.
I tell you the
Well, it's
answer.
called justice. It's called justice.
So what I'm asking is, in the case of the animal being born in time,
Yeah.
it wasn't up to,
Neither of them.
it could have controlled it.
Neither. Yeah.
In the case of the
exactly.
boat, somebody bought it, somebody
I feel it's
didn't.
That's it. So you're kind of saying, you're asking like what Benji's saying is that they should fight over it. But hey, what are you going to fight over? I don't know. Let me tell you something. People fight just as much when they think they got something for free, and when they, you know, they probably fight more when they got it for free. You know.
The answer.
Have you ever seen what happens in the Kiddush over here? People take it very, very seriously. You know, that's what happens. Okay, so let's see the Gemara inside.
The answer is
Still with you.
the answer is the Mishnah in Sanhedrin. The first Mishnah Rabbi Sanhedrin says the Dimi Mammon need a Bezdin. Yes? And the Gemara says, how much is Mammon? A penny. A penny. So the Chazon is asked the Kasha, how come you trust the Shochet? You shechted the Hamer for thousands. That's the answer. If I lose,
Ah, very
you
good.
don't gain. If I lose and you gain, hallelujah, message should work. Same thing here.
Very
It's
good,
my
very
behavior. Oh.
Okay, so let's see the Gemara. How does Gemara answer this question? Why, in the case of Ship, do we say Kol Dalam Govar? In the case of Bachar Bachmar, you say Yachleik. So Gemara says, Hossam, Lahai Yisle Dror Dumayna, Valahi Yisle Dror Dumayna. Now we go on to the next page in Baba Basra, page 70 in the thing.
Scroll.
Yeah. Hossam Yisle Dror Dumayna, Valu Yisle Dror Dumayna. Hacha. In the case of the ship, Idamalai Damar, Idamalai Damar. So,
No, we voted one of them.
Can't be
Is
both.
there a chance that the Vlad belongs to Roosevelt?
No. So please,
It was born exactly.
so for some reason, we're assuming now that it's either born before or after. Yivshal, at some said there was a second when it happened, and it's either his or his. Okay, so what do we? So again, so here we see in the Gemara a couple of things. First of all, what do we see over in the Gemara? According to Sumchus, when you say Yachleiku, when there's a Kol Dalam Gava, when there's a Dror D'Mayna, when do you say Yachleiku? When there's a Dror D'Mayna. When there's no Dror D'Mayna, you'll do a Kol Dalam Gava. So even so, the Sumchus will hold. What's the pashtus? You'll do Kol Dalam Gava. In other words, when you say Kol Dalam Gava, when there's no Dror D'Mayna. When there is Dror D'Mayna, what do you do? Yachleiku. Again, if you Sumchus, what's going to be the din when there's no Dror D'Mayna? Kol Dalam Gava. So first of all, why is what's Kol Dalam Gava got to do with Dror D'Mayna? Like why is it if you Sumchus that the din is going to be Talia in Dror D'Mayna? When there's Dror D'Mayna, you'll do Yachleiku. When there's no Dror D'Mayna, what do you do? Kol Dalam Gava.
but we just said why.
Fight it over.
Because
Fight it
it's mine, it's mine. That's what we're arguing about.
So that could be that. So what you're saying is that when it's one of them, when it's just like a random something happened, cow gives birth, we don't know when. Maybe then you'll do a Yachleiku. But if it's something to fight about, then you'll do Kol Dalam Gava. That's maybe showing Dror D'Mayna. Why is it not in Dror D'Mayna? Because when it's Dror D'Mayna, then there's something to fight about.
can't say it's something to fight about, there's always something to fight about.
No, but okay, so let's.
But is there an emes to be revealed? Is it an inherent suffix, or is it just a time about your
wife.
Right, so let's take a look in this Taisus over here, Drora de Maina. Top Taisus in the second page. Drora de Maina, Pirish. Now he's going to argue on Rashi. He says the same thing by us. We'll just read it over here. Pirish, what's the Drora de Maina? The Dal Tane Sem, Dal means without. The Dal Tane Sem, without the Tainus, if you take away the tinus, if you take away their tinus, if they both keep their mouth shut, yesh sofik lebeistin, the haimi nayu have avlad. Even if they don't speak, there's going to be a problem. Basin has a suffix who's the rightful owner. They don't have to come in and say anything. Basin themselves have a suffix. We don't know. Did it give birth before you sold? Did it give birth after you sold? Did it give birth before the shah gored it? Did it give birth after the shah gored it? Did it trip down on the stone? Or did the ox gore it? We saw something happen. We saw a shah running off this thing. What happened? So, says Taisus, and my pshat's going to
I
fit
would
very...
take into account the fact that he sold it knowing it was pregnant. So when he sold it, he took the price into account whether that would include the blood or not. Probably sold it for more if it would, based on the price that he bought it at, or that's based on the price that he sold it at, we know whether the blood was being included or not being included.
I guess that if it wasn't spoken about clearly, there's no price for these things. It could be that there's a risk, it's about to give birth, it's risky, you're buying with the blood. Obviously that's not enough of a here. The price is smack in the middle, halfway between this and that. Whatever reason, we can't ask them. We can't ask them what their dice is. They discuss. He said, "I'm selling my cow. How much? $50 here sold." With the flood, without flood, it wasn't discussed. No one spoke about it. If they would have spoken about it, then that would be their argument. Well, look, you paid enough for the flood. But here, he's not saying that. There's no time here that you covered the cost of the flood. Right.
Here we don't say that money is the proof that's mandatory.
Okay. Third line in Taisus. In that case, below Tiny says Taisus, Musapak based in Maisa. What actually happened? It looks like they're saying there's a suffix in the Metzius. That's how Taisus' understanding. Draw the Maina. Best as a suffix Eichaya Maisa. Im Kainim Shanachayalda. If before it gored or after it gored. One shah is chasing another shah. And he gets damaged. Trips up. Yesh stopping. Basin is a stopping. In Bisharay Huzak or Yibiselam, or if it got hit by the rock. In every case where they argue,
about the Metzius, not the
it's
planet,
about
not the planet.
it's about the Metzius, yeah. Avohacha, in the case of the ship, b'zayim shel avoisai, she'al pi tanisem ba sofek, amin kol dolim gavar. So here,
It's an inherent suffix versus.
here, if they keep their mouth shut, basically there's not any sofek. There's no reason to assume that they're arguing about this ship b'chal. That's how Taisus learns. We're going to see, what. So first of all, in our case, in the case of the ship, right? Is that Drora de Maina?
No.
No. So we say that in the case of the ship.
Excuse me, both of them say they own it, and one of them, if they divide it, there's no loss, of course, it's loss, no one.
So,
They both say they own it.
so that's going to be the big kasha on Rashi. If you read Rashi says,
There's no loss.
hold on 1 second.
Can't-
Rashi said, Drora de Maina means that they have a financial loss. And that doesn't work in the case of the ship. Because one of them is going to lose a ship. Massive loss. Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why Taisus and Rishonim don't understand Rashi. That's why he has a different shot. It's not totally in whether the guy's losing money, not losing money. Because in the case of the ship, one of them's losing this $10 million ship. You don't get bigger loss than that. So Taisus therefore comes up with a different shot. There's not totally the guy's losing money. Of course he's losing money. There's no bigger loss than losing a ship.
So it's drara means in connection, you said yesterday?
So shaykhus, like a connection. That's how. But well, Taisus didn't say that. Taisus didn't say that. Yeah, Taisus just Taisus we saw says what's a drod the minor doesn't fit in with this connection. It doesn't really fit into the words drod the minor v'chlal. Taisus has the most glap shot fitting in with the 5 cases, but it doesn't fit in with words drod the minor. In other words, what does Taisus say? It looks like someone's losing money or shaykhus moment. What's that going to? Taisus says what's it talian? If best is mistapik. B'loy Tanisayim. Sofik b'loy Tanisayim. What does that have to do with the words drod the minor? I don't know. Doesn't really fit in. Rashi fits beautifully. Drod the minor, someone's losing money. The only problem is in the case of the ship, no one's losing money. Unless you want to say, maybe, I didn't hear this from anyone, it's a Balabatish Svara, maybe you could say, that the case of ship is that neither of them have the ship. Neither of them are going to lose it because we don't have a Rashi to answer for him, but the case of the ship, they're arguing about a hypothetical. If the ship comes back, who's going to get the ship? But in the meantime, no one's losing the ship, so maybe they say, call them and go, okay, fight it out.
One minute, he says that Blood and is Shaykhut, is the connection.
Yeah.
So, and he says, like Tosfot, that it's Belot Anoteim, we have a safek. Right?
Let's see. Let's see.
Lichora, Tosfot agrees with him.
L'chayra, it's very similar. Let's take a look. The Ramban, I print out the Ramban here. He spells that a little bit clearer. Down the page, top of the page, the Ramban, he's on the side of the Gemara here. This is like a new edition, like Travis with Farshim, never seen it. They print the Gemara and then they're showing them around it.
That's nice.
Yeah, isn't it, right?
It says you schleppen the...
I decided I have to buy Kaivis because all my old Svarim, all like, Katav Rashi, small, I need to read and go, so I'm like, okay, I'll buy the Eitzar. And they have a Eitzar Farshim just on Perek, Shnai Ma'isim, right? And it was cheaper than getting the Kaivis on like the whole thing, which is like too heavy to carry. And it's much nicer print. So I was like, okay.
He's too young to remember. We learned the Gemara. We would bring the Ramban, we would bring the Ritva, we would bring the Pnei
Yeah.
10 Sfarim before you even start.
I thought you meant you brought the wrong.
You get exercise. You used to get exercise.
And so it's you're up there.
You used to get exercise. Nowadays it's all, Okay, so let's see. Chiddushei Ramban.
I just look at it online.
Dror the Moina. Yeah. Dror the Moina. Pirish Rashi.
Yeah, by Google.
Pirish Rashi. How does Rashi learn? Chisoron kiss. Someone's losing out here. Shit techayvenu. Shaloi kedin. Uchasam moment. If you make one guy lose, he's losing out. He's losing out money. Im teftrenu shaloi kedin. Nim tzezeh chasav v'vlad porosai. If you give one guy the vlad, the other guy's lost. Mashma. What's Rashi mashma? Dafuki mitzia. In the case of mitzia, the loika chasam umayna. Neither of them are losing money. In the case of Mekach in the Gemara, he's going to give back the money, so neither of them are losing money. So Rashi's shot fits in very nicely with all the cases. Ve'en pirush ze'nochen, but it's a very strange lashon, it's a very sharp lashon. It doesn't say like kasha, ein ze'nochen. This shot is a mistake, wrong. Next, I guess he doesn't like my shot in Rashi in the ship. The kasha lay, hodamirim perches kazabadim, which we just saw. Each one they're fighting over the ship. V'amar of Nachum called Alagava. They do called Alagava. The Gemara asks, the Gemara asks, in the case of Machlek Par B'Chamar, you do a Yachleiku. Par Kasam Yikadra Duman Elamar V'Dra Duman Elamar. Avalacha Idamar 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 Idamar. The Gemara answers that the reason why that's not a kasha is because there is Dra Duman and there isn't Dra Duman. Mashma, he's spelling out as easy as could be. The lake of Dra Duman and Bizarre Mishal Vais. That's what I say. In the case of Zah Mishal Vais, say there is not a Dra Duman. In fact, Ramban, V'ha is b'chesron kiss. He definitely loses a ship. He's got a chesron kiss. So how could you say that that's a case of Lake Drad D'Mayna? How could Rashi say that Drad D'Mayna means there's no chesron kiss? And we know the Gemara says that the ship case is a Lake Drad D'Mayna, and there he's losing out big time. That's why the Rishonim ain't Pirish Hazen Nocham, right? They don't like Rashi's Pshat. It's a mistake. And they don't like my Pshat either, that the ship's in the sea and no one has it. They're just fighting over
No, that isn't. That seems to be it. Every other thing in the world, it seems that
They can hold it
Nate
on
can
to.
say, Show me what we're talking about. Here's a talis. Where's the house? It's in France. It's fly. This is the address.
Yeah.
You can always pinpoint whatever it is they're arguing about.
For the ship.
Let's go to the ship. Where is it? What is there? They didn't have,
It's in the
they didn't
ocean.
have anything.
It's not that.
So it's a theory. You said it's a concept. It's
Right.
theoretical.
I'm just trying to
It
squeeze.
lands on-
I'm trying to squeeze a
And if it's
shot
in
in
the
Rashi.
harbor, and if it's in the harbor,
Oh, if it's in the harbor and it's docked.
So the Chayra, I
They're
think,
holding on to it.
right. So I think even I'm not sure. Okay, whatever. They don't like this shot in Rashi. That's quite clear. It's a doichen for whatever reason. Now, because you could say the reason why my pshat is a bad pshat is because even if it's not here, but if they paskin that belongs to Reuven, and when he gets hold of the ship is losing. You still have a chisar kiss. Why in that case would you not say a chleiku? Like why in that case would you not do a chleiku? Why is
Payoff
that?
is in the meeting. Every other case, the payoff's in the meeting.
But so that's upside down the mind then. There is a chisaron kiss. He's saying something else now. He's saying there's a different issue immediate. But there's a chisaron kiss. Someone's losing. Can this guy now go ahead and sell the rights he has in the ship wherever it is? Yeah, he can sell the ship even though it's not here. Hey, you want to buy my ship in the ocean? So that's why my pshat l'chayr doesn't. It's not good. Ella, let's see the Ramban. What is pshat in Dror D'Mayna? Ella, hochi
You
pirushay
can sell
Dror
things on
D'Mayna.
a future condition.
No, not future. It's here. We got it. It's in the sea. I'm not saying. I'm
How do you
saying.
know?
No. I'm not saying the future. I'm saying my ship right now. You want to buy?
There's
I've
no-
got it. You want to buy my ship? It's in the
Oh.
ocean. Give me $100. That ship's yours. You want to buy it? Yeah. It's not in the future. It's right now.
Our futures in
No,
I said-
in these days, this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
illegal. There's no YouTube. Where's the vote?
Yeah. I'll sell you my boat. It's not.
He could've
It's
said
not.
Machlet Bar B'Chamor, also the Chamor is
He could've-
here. It's somewhere else.
We don't know where it is. You're right.
You do Machlet
It's
Bar
not
B'Chamor.
It's not Shalei Bal Eilam. It's something in the future. It's a real ship. It's right there. There's 100 people on the boat. Do I know where it is? No.
if you don't believe
want to
there's a
buy
ship,
it?
don't buy it. But
That's what I'm saying. You're selling a concept.
he's selling a ship that exists.
I'm not selling a concept. The
You
ship-
don't
the
believe
ship
there's a
exists.
ship, so don't buy it.
The ship's
But-
definitely there. We can see the ship. We see
Like
it.
here's docked, okay. But you're saying no.
Even if it's not up, even if we see it, they go, oh look, there's the ship. You want to buy it? $100? Give it to me. So, Ella, Hachi Purushim, what is Dror D'Mayna? Hainu, Ika Tvias moment. What's a Dror D'Mayna? Zog the Ramban, a Tvias moment. Kalema. He's got a Tvia, they've got a Taina on this moment. Kalema. The Gabi Amlach Para, Isle Chazok Gumora. The Meicher. He goes on the other side, top of the page, left column now. Isle Chazok Gumora Le Meicher, the Shalai Haisa Kaidem Lechein. The Shalai Yuteveya, but the Kechnami Shalai Yachshav, Vem is a Machlekes. So each one's got a solid chazaka. The reason why this the Vlad should be his. Okay, Hilchach Shalai Yuteveya, and therefore each one is being Teveya something that's theirs. Give it to me, it's mine. Yeah, give it to me, it's mine. Each one's got a Teviyah, a claim. Each one has a strong claim on it. Aber bei Rabba danach, when Lekel gaat met een chazak Gemara, belay machlekes, begin bij Rabbeinu Shmuel. In the case of the Rabba, Arba, each one doesn't have a chazaka. Each one doesn't. Neither of them have a Oshkai. Neither of them have like a chazaka on this ship. V'kach, atum farsh Dror D'Tumah. That's also what it means. Dror D'Tumah. Shuchus Ram Ikatumah V'Chizkasei. Okay. He just brings a drasha now. So basically, according to the Ramban says, what's a Dror D'Mayna? Each one's got like some type of tevil. So in the case of, so what does it mean? In the case of Machach Bar B'Chamar, in all these cases, they've each got a tevil on this chayfetz. And in the case of,
They inherently don't know.
they don't know, but they've got a chazak. Oh, they don't know. They have no idea. He doesn't know, but he's got a strong teviyah because he's muhzak. He says, I'm muhzak, I'm morakama, I always had the flood. And he says, I bought it from you and now I'm muhzak on it. Each one's got a chazaka. Some type of chazaka. It's hard to really understand what he's... it's hard to understand. Chazaka gumura l'moichel is it's some type of chazaka.
You want to say Chazaka, there's no Chazaka because they both agree there's a Kenyan. They did the para, they did the chamor, and the para's over there. We know that it changed hands. We just don't know when. This is an inherent suffix here. So he's going to say, I know that I sold you a cow. I didn't sell you a vlad as well. He's saying, like, that's what his time is. Like, I had my intention that it was going to give birth, of course. And he for sure knows better than the other guy that it was pregnant. Because it's his cow. It's a weak kind of baby. He has a migu. Why didn't he go and say, when they went to the cow, he said, oh yeah, I know when the cow gave birth. It was before he did the
doesn't
transaction
know.
with you. But he could lie. He
point
could
is,
say,
he doesn't know.
oh.
Even if we both did the transaction in a different city, we don't know when it happened. Neither of us
I
know.
knew.
But
I knew.
neither of
I
us.
got it.
Yeah, I knew, yeah. He could lie.
He doesn't want to lie. The point is,
Yeah,
he's
but
not.
it's illegal. He could lie.
Why doesn't he have a miggle? So a miggle occurs in a bonus. There's no bonus. He doesn't know.
He could say, yeah, I knew.
The most he's going to get, we know the truth. He doesn't. He can't. What's his time? Believe me when I say that happened in my house. I could have lied, but you're telling the truth now. Now you're saying this you don't know, right? Well, believe your taina. What's your taina?
Ah, you're saying
The taina is you don't know, but you're muhzuk. Okay, and he claims he's muhzuk. You're not claiming there's not a monastery. It's not a question of who's telling the truth.
she's saying it doesn't help him, amigo, because he didn't achieve anything with his claim.
Yeah.
His claim is Chetzi Sheli.
So l'chayra either way, he's not saying exactly like Taisus. Taisus is saying that we have a suffix below taina sayhem. The Beis Din doesn't know the Metzias. It's like something happened. There was a Maisa, and we don't know when it happened. We don't know the
There's no
Metzias.
shaykhs for a shavua here because no one knows. There's no shaykhs for Kol Dal Gvar because no one knows what they're fighting about. Because no one knows who's right. There's no shaykhs for any of the other kalim we have. So that's what I say, because it's an inherently a suffix. So it's a shorting his cat, you know. it's both mine and his. It's split it.
It's like you saying I'm going to help my wife.
Exactly.
I suffer.
So, yeah. So let's try and understand that the Gemara. If you want to say, again, if we said that if sumchus, when there's a draw of the minor, you do a chayku. When there's no draw of the minor, you do a kol dalim gavar. When there's no, you do a kol dalim gavar. So how's that? So we want to say that the chayra. Why would you do a kol dalim gavar when there's no draw of the minor? So what's if kol dalim gavar is just you walk away, right? Beis Din walks away. So you could tie it like this. You could say it's very understandable. But Beis Din has a suffix in the Metzias, so Beis Din doesn't know who something belongs to. Beis Din is stopping, right? So Beis Din has to give a psak. Beis Din doesn't know what's going on here. Beis Din's like, wow, what happened here? There's what's it called? When Beis Din isn't this topic, Beis Din has no reason to take a suffix here. So we're close to business. You deal with it. Now, if Beis Din, you can't. If the people are coming to Beis Din say, "Oh, it happened, it died here, it fell here," so Beis Din doesn't really know what happened. Beis Din's got to get involved and paskin the suffix for them because the suffix b'lei taina saying. If he tells us is very good, that's or Lufi Rashi. One of them is losing money. Beis Din's got to paskin. If no one's losing money, no one's losing. Step out of it, even though you want to say like someone isn't.
Especially if Kol Dalim Gvar is it's the big proof. Then we said we don't have anything to base off the whole suffix, so
whoever's got the
let's
most.
go on with that. But here we have a suffix, we have to figure out what to do, and no one can bring any.
So Beis Din has to paskin.
We have to ask him.
Right. Yeah. Very good. Okay, let's take a look at this Rashba. The next shtickle. Because here he's going to spell out kind of. Should we skip it or hold on? Let me see quickly. Didn't really print well. Okay, from the top of the Rashba. Draw the minor, chisaron kids, right? Here's Rashi. Draw the minor, chisaron kids. Shouldn't have been like it did. Now he has a moment. If the one guy loses, he's losing cash. Nimmt er verdwijnen schlecht gedaan, nimmt er zeggen als we laten praten. Klaimar, la fuki mitzia, de laat me die chasra. It's not going to work in mitzia. Why? Because in mitzia, la me die chasra. La fuki mechomemka, to come had it late on me. And in mechomemka, you get the money back. Vein pirush in Yirim Chuva. This doesn't look like a good shot. Why? Mit gomer bechazkes abatim. Zeh mishal vaysai. Zeh mishal vaysai. Rav Nachman called Adam Govar. The Gemara that says the thing is called Adam Govar. Vakshilei b'machet par b'chama. V'yoda zeh mishal yoda. Zeh mishal yoda. Mutar. It's the Gemara's answer. It's also big road to mina. Lemar v'lemar. Kuleima b'yida machet para. Aval hacha. Kuleima b'der Rav Nachman leked road to mina. So he said, not till now he's saying Mamish like the Ramban, okay, Rashi, if Rashi's right, Gamken is Chizar and Kiss. There's also Chizar and Kiss in that case. Okay? Till now he's saying exactly like the Ramban. Shemit Kefut Mishene Shalavaisa, the Mishi Shalavaisa, is a Chasashu. Rabbeinu Chanan, Rabbeinu Shmuel, next paragraph, Pirishu. So what's the draw of the Maina? Ikka moment. He's saying it sounds like the Ramban basically. Rabbeinu Chananel, I think, was the Rebbe of the Ramban. And the Ramban is like Rabbeinu Chananel. What does it mean? Even if they don't fight, they've got tviyah here. The Meicha yesh lechazaka gemora, the Shlai Zakar Chalipin, the Shlai Yatavea. But like Achnami, Shlai Yachshav, Shlai Machlaikas. In other words, even before they're Teveya, that's what he's fighting. He's saying that they've got a case even before they open their mouth. In the case of the Sheb, neither of them are Chazak Gemurah without a Machlaikis. Till they start arguing, there's nothing. Okay, okay. Baal Shar Muchzik B'Shayrei or Baal Pa the Muchzik B'Vlad Chai. Vari Shar Shachar Lefanecha. Okay. Masha Enke B'Metzir B'Chum Memkar. And then he brings the time of Yerushalmi to Yudag V'Loshen, Miyodit V'Akshena, Min Yodi. Okay, Umiyu. Now this is where the Rashba is what I wanted you to see. I underline I see. Umiyu. Hodar Minon. The Gemara in Bava Metzia says, the Gemara says, "V'lav kal v'chaymu." The Gemara here has a kal v'chaymu. I'll take you outside again and go through the kal v'chaymu. Mashma l'cher, it's fake Pirush Rashi Zal. So he says the reason why Rashi is good is because Rashi stems with the Gemara's kal v'chaymu, and this whole Taisus thing all looks very nice, but it doesn't fit the kal v'chaymu. Again, let's see what was the kal v'chaymu in the Gemara. The Gemara said like this. Our Gemara said that if in the case, let's read it inside. We'll be able to read it inside. 2 lines from the bottom. The lav kal v'chaymu. The Gemara said, isn't it kal v'chaymu? Umar so dikadrar ma'ila ma v'gadrat ma'ila ma v'kalem kol ma v'gadrat kol ma Subcha says almost Subcha zman v'cholken. If in the case of drawer the minor, Subcha says yacholken kal v'chaymu the leishvua. Kal v'chayma, when there isn't a drawer of the minor, you should do a cholkin without a shvua. In other words, Lefi Rashi. Let's start with Rashi. What's the Gemara saying Lefi Rashi? So in the case, Subcha says like this: when there's a drawer of the minor, when someone's losing money, someone's losing here, you do a cholkin, and you're not making them take a shvua. We're fine. Someone's going to lose $100. Someone's going to lose $1 million. You know what? Oh, Zaya, let's split it. Someone's losing. We don't care. Someone's losing. We don't care. You're going to lose your house, half the house. We'll do a split. So kal v'chayma, when no one's losing, we don't make them take a shvua. Let's do a split without a shvua. Why would you now have to take a shvua in the case where no one's losing? That's the kal v'chayma. It's beautiful, right? It makes a lot of sense. So why in our mission do you do it? No one's losing in the Mitzvah. So why would the Mishnah make you take a shvua in the Mishnah? Beautiful kal v'chayma. Again, the Mishnah says you take a shvua. The Gemara won't say it can't be sumchus. The Gemara says it is sumchus. Sumchus because drod may not drod. The Gemara says that isn't that kal v'chayma? If sumchus says you don't need a shvua when no one's losing,
When someone is losing.
When someone is losing, very good. If it's Drod the minor and someone's losing, Sumcha says, no, we split, we're fine. I don't care if someone's losing, we'll do Yechaleku, no Shvuah. Kavachayma, where someone is losing, when someone isn't losing, when someone isn't, like in the case of our Mishnah, they're fighting over a talis, no one's losing. Why'd you get that? Just make sure you're listening. Why'd you have to take a Shvuah? Beautiful. But the way the Rashba is learning, the way Tais is learning, what's the Kavachayma? Anyone can explain what the Kavachayma is? In the case of Drod the minor,
Kavacham is basically breaking up simchas.
huh?
Kavacham is basically breaking simchas. It's like,
Kavacham
it's
is-
just saying the simchas can't be the.
Yeah. And the Gemara says, and so it says that Sumchas needs a Shvuah, not because of that. It's separate Shvuah. It said there's a takana here, you take a Shvuah, because we're worried that people will go to shul and grab other people's talesim. That's Sheikha Halach
Kavachomer, if it's the guy losing money, you should take a shul.
That's the Kavachayim. It's Kavachayim. If someone's losing.
I think you said, what's the Kavachomer?
Oh, so now, but the fee the way Taisus learned, and the fee the way the Ramban learns, and the Rashba, all these people are all learning, whatever they're saying, the Kavachayim, the Sumchas has nothing to do with someone losing money. What's the whole Drod the money? Drod the money has nothing to do with losing money. Drod the money means there's a suffix below time is saying. So what's the Kavachayim? Let's think this through. If in the case of Machaf Par B'Chamar, where Basin has a suffix, we're going to make them do a Chalukah without a Shvuah. So Kavachayim, says the Gemara, when Basin doesn't have a suffix, then they shouldn't have to take a Shvuah. Why not? If Basin doesn't have a suffix, maybe Basin doesn't have a suffix, you should make them take a Shvuah. What's that going to do? Why does Basin having a suffix affect the Shvuah? No. Kavachayim is going to be a glatta thing. You know, in this case it's this, it's a Kavachayim, in that case
No
this.
topic, there's no reason to make.
No, but they
Why
can't make a
it many?
shavua. How can they make a shavua? It's an animal suffix.
It's not. So if it's inherently a suffix, you don't take a Shvuah. So you're saying like this. The reason why that.
No one knows. We're going to make a
No.
shavua.
You have a kasha on this. You're asking a kasha on the
Each of the
Kavachayim.
Balagim
He's not.
has
Hold on. He's
a-
making the kasha even stronger. What Benji's saying is, if in the case of Vachipar B'Chamar, you don't take a Shvuah. Why? Because it's not a gay Shvuah. No one knows, right? So then what's the Kavachayim? Kavachayim, when they do know, you shouldn't take a Shvuah? No, then in this case you should take a Shvuah, because hey, you do know, one was a stinking liar. He's asking about on the Kavachayim. But even if you don't know that, but there's still what was the Fit Taisus, there's no Kavachayim here. It makes no sense.
It doesn't put pressure
What's the whole
on the person.
Kavachayim?
Right. Puts pressure on the person that's lying, that he's gonna say is what's more important, taking an oath to God or
So we'll
stealing?
try, we'll try and squeeze in a Tiritz
Something
in
to better
places.
believe they're right anyway.
Tais and L'chayim. So that's why Rashi says it's pshat, it's beautiful. It's a Mefurish Gemara, Kavachayim. If he Taisus, it makes no sense. What's this Kavachayim here? So the way the Marshal wants to learn is that the words of the Gemara, this Kavachayim, that's not the Ikar Kasha of the Gemara. The Ikar Kasha of the Gemara is the next line. That's the main Kasha on Sumchas, not the other thing. In other words, can it be true? If it can't be true, no, exactly. In the case of the Mishnah, it could be true. Let him take a shvuah. But there, you don't take a shvuah. So let's see, and you can even see in Rashi Shtickle. Take a look in the second line of Rashi. Rashi says, first of all, there's no draw at the Rashi says there's two timings going on here. One time is a draw at the minor. The second time is it could be all of one. Could it be true or not? Can you say they picked it up simultaneously? So the way the Marshal wants to learn in Taisus is, you're right. The whole first Shiloh draw at the minor. I don't know how I got in here. It's a mistake. It's not supposed to be. The Ik Kasher is on Kuluduma. One side of the shoe was on there. That's the way the Marshal wants to learn. Let's finish the Rashba, because Rashba says a crazy chiddush here. As of what he's saying, and we'll wrap it up with this. Leave it for you for homework over Pesach to try and work out what he's saying. Let's skip till 3 lines from the bottom of the Rashba. Alkei Nirali. Dohachi Parusha, draw the Maina. You with me? Everyone's with me? 3 lines from the bottom of the Rashba. Alkei not Nirali Hachi Parusha. Draw the Maina, Hefsted moment, like Rashi says. Sorry, Alkei Nirali. The Hacha Pirushai draw the Maina, Hefsted moment. Here it means Hefsted moment, like Rashi. The Hasan Pirushai Ikav Tvias moment. There it means like I'm saying till now. That's where you are. So tell us how to be
That's what you're on.
What did you mean with the drawer? So what did you? Rashi says, lost some money. What's the other understanding?
The other Pirish is something Tvir B'loi Tanya Sayem, or the Beis Din has a suffix even before they open their mouth.
It's an inherent.
Or it's an
inherently
or a
admissible.
tvia or ikamom, and they all use different Lashonos. There's some type of, they've got like a real tine here, a real claim. There's I would call it like a natural statistical claim on the money. That's the Nakuda. There's a statistical probability it's theirs. There's a natural tvia.
It's very fitting for the Rashba to say here again, look, over here it's one thing, and over
Exactly.
Okay, Rabbi Shkar, thank you for
Oh,
coming.
yeah.
Next year, unless we do a Chazorah over Pesach, we have no bagels. But
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
Careful opening your books in the house, guys. I got like half a bagel in
so L'chaira, it's going to be Hal here, Chol Hamoed, right, Benji?
Yeah,